Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Rich and Maggie, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Maggie's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the correction and the motivations that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Maggie and Bailey are both going to come home with their very own training collars, and you will be taught how to use it properly during your follow-up training session. Now Maggie's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and incorporated into the heel exercise is an automatic sit. The command is Maggie heel, and her job at this point is to walk nicely next to your left leg, not pulling you or dragging you, and each time that you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So this makes going for a walk a pleasure instead of a drag. And you'll be able to walk your dogs nicely. Anybody who would like to take the dogs for a nice walk in the neighborhood, they walk like ladies now. The next command that Rich just demonstrated is the stay command. It is a hand and a voice command. You use the open flat of your left palm about an inch or so from the dog's muzzle, and the one-word firm command to stay. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her, returning all the way back around to heel position, and at this point Maggie expects to get another command, and they're going to run through that heel and sit and stay again. Remember, your long sit stay is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And you can practice this right in the house. You don't have to go outside. Any time that you want good behavior in a certain area, you practice it in that area. So practice right in your house. This is the recall or the come on command. Rich uses her name, tells her to come. She comes and sits right in front of Rich and sits facing his knees. And that stops the coming and jumping all over people. We're going to demonstrate that recall exercise again. This is really important that the girls understand that when you call them or they get excited to get the praise and attention that they're looking for, they have to sit. And that stops all the craziness at your front door.
Maggie, come.
She comes right in, and instead of jumping, she comes right in and sits right in front of Rich. And then she goes back all the way around to heel position and back sitting. And again, she expects to get another command. Now, the next commands that we're going to demonstrate for you are your down commands. And I remember, Joey, you telling me that you'd never been able to get the girls to lay down on command. So we have two different down commands. We have down from a heel position, which is the first one that we're going to show you. She's back at heel. Rich is going to use the open flat of his palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. And again, practice this right in your house. When he returns back to her for an additional distraction, he walks all the way around her, returns all the way back around to heel position. And the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you will be your down from a distance. He's going to leave her in a sit stay. And remember, always have your dog sitting before you attempt to put them into a down.
Down.
He uses his right hand to give the command, and she dropped right into a down beautifully. And you can see how much she enjoys doing her work because she's happy, she's wagging. She's been a lot of fun. She's a great girl. Rich calls her in and has her sit. Now we've demonstrated for you your heel, your automatic sit, your stay, your down, and your down from a distance, and your come. We're going to get our little juvenile delinquent Bailey, and we're going to show you her ability to do her commands. So we'll be right back.